ancient library. I feel right at home.
Here we go.
The spirit of a
Ah, I admire your enthusiasm, but I'm just about to close the gap.
Ow! I think I'm missing something here. Ow! I think I'm missing something here. Good find.
Her memories flow into you as water to a stream. You are Tarian Grey, you are God-woken, but you will not be divine. You know this because you are in love with a colleague and rival. You are in love with Redulus, and he is in love with you. You have agreed to leave the Academy together, but now Redulus is missing. Redulus went to see the Chancellor, and you have not seen him since. You're on your way to the Chancellor's chambers when a man's voice calls your name. Lucian the Divine cups your chin. and a gentle pain stabs your heart. Lucian smiles at you, and then is gone, and you worry so for Redulus. Believing it comes from her own mind, she realizes the truth. She was murdered by Lucian the Divine. Redulus too must be dead, or he would have come for her by now. She bows her head and cries. She knows Redulus went to see the Chancellor in his chambers. She did not know that Lucian was already there. She weeps. His memory comes to you like a hound to its master. Your name is Redulus, and you are God-woken. But you know that you can never be divine. You are in love with Tarion, your rival, and that love makes you weak. You hear rumors of a god-king who would free you to be with Tarion. You seek the Chancellor's knowledge of this king, but when you find the Chancellor, he lies dead. A figure stands over him, Lucian, the great divine. He smiles at you and bids you approach him. He lays a hand upon your shoulder, and his blade slices your gut. As you fall, poor Redulus, you know that you will never see your Tarion again. Redulus awakens as if from a daze. He takes what would have been a breath, were he still alive, and breaks into a run.
Welcome to the Forbidden Library. Do not fear the truth, though it smash your world to pieces. Do not fear the truth about the gods. The gods destroy what they have made. You think them cruel, but they are not. They own us, and will do with us what they must.
From far away, the God King's voice speaks a single word: truth.
Redulus sought the secrets of the gods. Redulus sought the God King, and Redulus died at Lucian's hand.
Hunger rises deep within you. You, or the thing inside you, wants his source so badly you can taste it. The hunger dies away, for now.
Boring.
The lovers stare into each other's eyes, together at last. Tarion registers your presence for the first time. She smiles at you in gratitude. Redulus gives you a nod of acknowledgement. You know they'll leave now for the Hall of Echoes. They turn to each other.
Perhaps we can harness its power somehow.
automaton still and silent before you. A faint glow pulsates from within its chest cavity, dormant perhaps. A compartment in the side of the contraption appears to be empty. There's a part missing. The capacitor sparks and fizzles. Then the pulsating light begins circulating throughout the automaton. It rises. The automaton looms above you. A lone, glowing eye takes you in dispassionately.
Hello, Godwoken.
The automaton peers in close at your face.
You are a fine specimen. Most fine. Your arrival is long overdue. This is the Academy. It is a place of great learning. I am the Seneschal. I serve both those who teach and those who come to learn. Those like you. Allow me to show you. The Academy exists to help unveil the divine from amongst the Godwoken. You must enter the temple, then prove yourself in the arena of the One. Godwoken should be able to enter without issue. It seems that the Academy has been impeded due to neglect or interference. I appear to have been tampered with. Whoever is responsible may have caused similar damage elsewhere. Apologies, Godwoken. I trust you will be able to overcome any difficulties. It's quite simple. Defeat all others.
The automaton fixes...
Godwoken, I am the Seneschal.
The automaton fixes its illusion.
Godwoken, I am here to serve.
is it. The Temple of the One.
At last.
Godwoken, are your studies complete?
You face a familiar foe. Before you as a dwarf you once knew, or at least thought you did. You see in his sneer a new beast. Nobility twisted into arrogance. Coarseness turned to cruelty.
The God King has birthed a new son. I don't fight the coming storm. I am the coming storm, and you won't be escaping it, old friend.
Yes, it's me. In the flesh, to an extent. No such thing for those who scar themselves for the God King. I found a new master. A kind master. A promise of eternity. Through him, I shall be free.
Look here, my erstwhile comrade in arms, my newfound mortal enemy.
Behold the Prince of Darkness. I cannot be denied. Not even death can stop me. I have answered the God King's call. One day he'll answer to me, undead and undefeated.
Much to your surprise, you encounter Ifan Ben Medst once more, but wasn't he dead?
Alive? I am far from alive. I am sworn to the Covenant. And you too will be far from alive after I face you in the arena of the One.
He smirks, and something awful glitters in the void behind his eyes. Something you never saw there before. Something you hope never to see again.
Sorcerer, you've made it far. Too far. My destiny was unveiled to me in the Hall of Echoes, at last. I realized how Dallas had been sabotaging me all along. Far from it. I'm alive, and I walk in my father's path. Soon I shall fulfill my destiny. This is how it is meant to be. How my father intended it to be. Even here he guides me to my destiny. Of course he did! Every Godwoken here was a threat to his legacy, so he did away with them. Now, once I'm rid of you, I will be free to succeed him. I am destined to be the Divine. Don't try to meddle with destiny.
Alexander shakes his head.
Nothing will stop me. Sorcerer, you've made it far. My destiny was unveiled to me in the far from it. This is how it is meant to be. Of course he did. I am destined to be the Divine. Don't try to meddle with destiny.
Alexander shakes his...
Nothing will stop me.
Are your studies complete? All Godwoken have completed their studies. I take you now to the arena of the One. The wellspring awaits the victor. There you may fall, or you may rise. It begins. The first Godwoken to enter the wellspring of ascension becomes divine. May the new divine be worthy. For the rest, may she have mercy on your soul. To the wellspring of ascension begin.
So this is it. The Arena of the One. I wish you good luck. But I won't promise you mercy. So close. But divinity will never be mine now. Do what you must, Godwoken.
Alexander's spirit clasps his hands together in prayer. It is cut short, and he is no more.
There it is. The wellspring.
Finally. It's almost over.
So good of you to come, Godwoken. You know, you are many things, but above all, you are reliable. Reliable to the point of being predictable. You came to the wellspring. I followed. The Lady Vengeance is, after all, my ship. And now here we all are.
It is time, mistress.
She gives you a long and steady look, as if it is the last time you shall see each other for the rest of eternity. Then she dips her chin in acknowledgement. You are almost her equal.
Yes, Vredeman. It is time.
She raises the Aetherin. Like a divining rod to water, it seeks the wellspring and finds it. The device hums to life.
We are done, mistress.
Yes, Vredeman, we are done. And so too, Godwoken, are you. Soon you shall be little more than relics of a bygone time, and this place shall be your tomb. Goodbye.
It might be wise to look for a way out of here.
Really? Do you think so?
The ritual has failed. The structure lies in ruins, but you have at least survived. You should feel relief, disappointment, confusion, anything but the rage that wells up from deep within you. The rage grows, burning hotter than the volcano itself, tearing at you, seeking to overpower your senses. The red mist wants to descend. The red mist feels like it does not belong to you. The red mist feels alive. And it wants you. A familiar figure materializes before you. A copy of yourself, enraged. Your own face glowers at you in hateful fury. It opens its mouth, and your furious god begins to speak.
You are the worst mistake I have ever made. I gave you everything, and yet you would renounce me. I want it all back. All of my power. Everything I gave you. And I want it now. Before it's too late, before the others come to take what's mine. Give yourself to me now, child. Give yourself to Amadia, body and soul. I found you. I fed you. I gave you hope in the darkness, and then I led you into the light. But if you refuse to obey me, I will take it all back.
The last! I am the one! You are nothing!
The Titan lies in pieces before you. The god controlling it is dead by your hand. Lava roils as earthquakes rumble around you. Shockwaves of sound pierce the air, the growl of shifting ground. Suddenly, a voice echoes in your mind. It's Malady. Where the hell are you, she calls. Ah, find my beacon. We need to get out of here now. Her voice crackles and dissipates in your mind.
I guess when I said never again, I really meant once or twice more. Okay. 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 The Hall of Echoes once more. Our home away from home. You know what affects me a great deal? Hauling you thither and yon, only to see you still haven't managed to ascend. I want a god in my debt. Is that so much to ask? At least you managed to murder one of the 7. Quite the spectacle. I've never seen anything so... Let's talk about this later. I need to rest. We've still one big jump to go, but... it'll have to wait.
She casts her gaze around, taking in the streaming bluish ether. She breathes a deep, ragged breath.
At least, it's quite beautiful here, isn't it? I'm going to take a rest, sort myself out. I suggest you do the same. Speak to the ship if you need me. She'll know where to find me. This may be your last bit of respite before the storm blows in again, Godwoken. Enjoy it. You deserve that much.
The Red Prince's spirit stands bewildered, his spectral eyes beleaguered by disbelief.
Defeat? I have been defeated. Impossible. Impossible. No. The Red Prince does not perish. Even here I hear the voices of destiny whisper. I will have my empire yet. I will have my empire yet.
The day was lost. and no one won. Divinity is still up for grabs. Will you be the one to grab it? Naught but the demon I'm hunting. A trivial task, really, compared to your current pursuits of divinity. I did. She's quite graciously taking us to demon-haunted arcs. Our pursuits align and continue.
Sabile's spirit watches your approach like a spectator on a beach watches the waves roll in with a...
There we have it, don't we, dear? The final die has been cast, and it's come up wanting. You have what you hope for you still live. Forsake me now. Go hence and give chase to your mortal desires. And should you find the one I hunted, unite his heart with a blade, I beg of you. From death, let me be death.
Bifan's spirit stares at you, seemingly through you. There is neither affection nor blame in his expression. He gives no sign of seeing you. Ifan's eyes flicker rapidly from side to side, as if trying to take in an expansive sight. He whispers, Gleku Duma, over and over, and suddenly you seem to hear the chattering of thousands of elven voices in the distance. Then, before your eyes, his spirit dissolves into the sound, his own voice joining the cacophony that you can hear. That you could hear, for now no sound remains. All is calm. After all that's just happened, life, or what passes for it, seems more precious to you than ever. You look around at those who have accompanied you so far. In each one, something unique shines through. Divinity has eluded you so far, but humanity beats strong within you, here and now. Who knows what lies ahead for you, for your companions? Your quest failed. The void is growing stronger, and the hall is dark. You feel the need for some affection. Perhaps they feel it too.
Alone? Together? You and me? I love that. Lead the way, Chief.
Touching the hand of your companion, source sparks between you. The magic of this place sings, and arcane flesh wraps your bones. All of a sudden, you appear living. You feel things. For the first time in a long, long time, you sense with all 5 senses. As you move to go below decks, the live wood creaks and groans. The steps you thought you knew lead you to a part of the ship you've never seen before. A newly carved nook that smells of resin and wood chips. Touching the wall beneath your fingers, the live wood hums at your touch. You understand that the Lady Vengeance has carved this space for you in gratitude for your help. You enter and feel the presence of the ship recede, offering you the total privacy of a moment alone with your companion. The first moment you have been truly alone together.
Would you get a load of this place?
She saunters around the room, inspecting it like she plans to move in. She tosses her head over her shoulder and calls out to you in an affected tone.
I suppose it will do, darling.
Her face cracks into a smile, then a laugh.
So, what should we do? Wait, don't answer that.
She digs into her pack, skipping over to you, and sits on the ground at your feet, then tugs your hand for you to sit on the ground too. She sets an empty bottle on the ground between you and looks at you impishly.
Let's play a game. It's called Spout's Choice. We each take a turn spinning this here bottle, and whoever the spout points to, well, I'll explain that part when we get there. You can go first.
She takes your hand and places it on the bottle, on its side between you.
Go on, spin.
The bottle swishes in circles as it spins. Losa watches it intently as it lands, pointing directly at her. She smiles and blushes.
Well, in this game, you're meant to plant one on whoever the bottle lands on.
She flutters her eyelashes in exaggerated coquettishness, her blush deepening. She kisses you back, gently, more gently than you expected, then leans away, flushed with colour.
My turn.
She spins the bottle, and it twirls and twirls, and comes to a rest, pointing into a no-man's land to the left of your knee. She doesn't lift her eyes from the bottle, but quickly corrects it to face you. She looks up then, drawing an arc with her eyes from the bottle's tip to your gaze. Her dark eyes are deeper, lusher than ever before.
Hey, Chief.
She crawls across the space between you and climbs into your lap, wrapping her legs around you. She melts into you and nuzzles her face into the crook of your neck. Her body is warm, warmer than it should be, her weight comforting and solid against you. She speaks into your neck, her lips brushing against your skin.
Chief, look, I don't know what's going to happen from here on out. I don't know if we'll find Dallas. I don't know which one of us is going to, you know, all the stuff they say we'll do. I don't even know if I'm still going to be myself much longer. But I do know that I'm happier now than I've ever been in my life. You make me feel like I have a voice. Like I'm not just a host. Like I'm a real person. I need to tell you something. The thing is, well, you know, when two people get to know each other pretty well, it's just, I love you.
Suddenly, you feel the thud, thud, thud of her heart hammering against her chest and into yours.
I love you too. I love you too. I love you too.
One tear streams out of the corner of her eye as she breaks into a fit of laughter and throws herself forward, knocking you to the ground, her whole body wrapped around yours.
Oh, I've wanted you for so long. I've wanted you like this for so long.
She grins and takes your chin softly in her hand, parting your lips. She comes close to your mouth, so close, then licks your lips, once, twice, and kisses you softly. Soft as your first time, then harder, deeper, her tongue swirling around yours. She tugs at your clothes and growls in your ear.
Get these off!
She nips and kisses newly exposed flesh all over your body, running her mouth from your neck to your belly button, down to your shins, up to your thighs.
Ugh, that is one beautiful man.
She sits up on her knees, still straddling your hips, and shimmies out of every last article of clothing. Her body is smooth and soft, flesh dipping generously beneath your hands. You could take handful after handful of her and never have enough.
Here I am, all of me, and I want all of you.
She moves her body slowly, slowly, slowly over yours, until you are one person, the surprise of it, the perfection of it making you both gasp. She moves in small circles, your bodies joined like they were made for each other, like they were never meant to be apart.
Oh, you're perfect. You're perfect.
She covers your hands with hers, guides them to places that make her exhale sharply, her eyelids fluttering. She keeps a gentle pace, then begins moving faster, harder, sweat glistening on her collarbone.
Like this?
She keeps the pace, her eyes locked with yours, a half-drugged smile on her lips.
This is it. This is my cure. You're my cure.
You are one in the night, one great beautiful being, your bodies aching with desire where they touch, your mind ablaze, your souls entwined, growing great, greater, greater, greater.
How could I have gone this long without you?
In this infinite moment, it feels you'll never be apart again. Losa yawns and stretches, arching her whole body like a cat. She folds into you, her head on your chest, arm draped around your body.
I'm gonna love you for the rest of my life, you know. However long that is. I sure hope so. But if it isn't, well, I meant what I said last night. I can't believe I went all these years without having that.
She looks up and down the length of your body.
In my life. If I have to give it all up and become some limping demon thrall tomorrow, well, let no one say it didn't end on a high note. So, I guess we should get back out there. Save the realm, stop the void, blah blah blah.
She reaches up and holds your cheek, head cocked.
Unfortunately, I think we do.
She plants a quick kiss on your lips and a bite on your neck.
Let's get out of here, Chief.
Take whatever time you need to gather yourself, my friend. When you are ready, we can proceed. It shall be done.
Melody's face is drawn. She seems tired, somewhat subdued. She looks you over and squints.
What's wrong with you? You seem happy. Well, well, well. And does the object of your affection feel the same about you?
A smirk curls across her face.
Good for you, darling. We could all use a little good news about now, couldn't we? What comes next will be... well, it'll be up to you how it will be. I've had some time to think, and there's a few matters I want to discuss before we carry on. I doubt you've forgotten the death of Meister Siva.
She swallows hard and closes her eyes for a moment, as though trying to dispel a dizzy spell.
She and I had a deal, you see. A deal that's now quite obviously defunct. According to its terms, I was to help you ascend to divinity, and she was to help me with another matter. The details aren't important now, it's just... never mind. Another entangling alliance. But I won't be able to disentangle it on my own. There may come a time when I need to count on you as an ally. So, are we? Allies, that is. The details are detailed. Suffice it to say that Meister Siva believed she could help me. And I believe you're twice the sorcerer she ever was. So? That's something I don't often hear. Thank you. Really. Moving on. I found out where Dallas is heading. There's a great city not far from Driftwood, Arx by name. It's controlled by Magisters, so you'll have your work cut out for you. We have to find out what she's planning to do with the powers of the Seven. You'll need to find her and take back what she stole, and quickly, before she does something irreversible. Dallas, or any of the others for that matter, cannot be allowed to use the powers of the gods. She doesn't understand what must be done. She doesn't understand how to rule. It's quite simple, really. Chaos is a fact of life, surer than any other. Power is one of the few structures that can cut a line through that chaos. If wielded well, that line will mean stability, order, a comfort against the unknowable, changing forces of chaos. If wielded poorly, the line will mean domination, terror, different from chaos, but no better. Dallas, and the others like her, Alexander, the Mother Tree, the Prince of Shadows, they are little better than demons, really. They seek power at the expense of others, not to create stability, but to create servants. Look at my face, Godwoken. What do you see? I suppose we all see what we want to see. When I look in the mirror, I see balance. Balance between darkness and light, between good and evil, whatever those categories mean. When the time comes for you to ascend, remember my face. Remember that despite any shortcomings you might have, if you can bring a semblance of balance to the world, you'll have done as good as the Seven did. And if you can be stronger than them, you'll do all the better. The seven are gone, slain by their Godwoken, slain by you. You have the potential, the obligation even, to do better than they did, to create a better world than the world they made. Very good. Then it's time we touch down in Arx and take back what Dallas stole. Shall we go? Very good. How lucky for you I'm on your side. I'm probably the only one masterful enough to transport an entire ship safely between the land of the dead and the land of the living. Captain Malady stands at the ready.
After the briefest moment of respite, Malady brought the Godwoken to Arx to recover the divine powers Dallas had snatched away. But the half-demon secret was taking its toll on her.
Lucian! Fools! The bastard's going to ruin everything! Freeze! 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 Don't say anything.
Malady groans, her face twisting in pain. She falls to one knee, catching herself on her hands. She raises herself to her feet unsteadily.
Traveling between the realms isn't easy, you know. It takes something from my soul each time. But never you fear. I've pulled a clever trick out of my sleeve. The Lady Vengeance stands in two realms at once. Her body here, her soul in the Hall of Echoes. You can still return at your leisure. At least I got us where we wanted to go. This is Arx. This is where Dallas has fled with the powers of the gods. This is where the path to divinity leads. Your guess is as good as mine for once. If it were me, I'd start with the Divine Order in the city. Last I heard, there were plenty of Magister within the city walls. If their beloved leader is among them, they'll likely have heard about it. Dallas must be stopped. She has stolen the powers of the Seven. You'll need to get the Aetherin back if you're to fight the God King. You'll need it if you're to ascend. Track her in Arx. Find out where she's gone and end her. Take back the Aetherin and the powers of the gods with it. You cannot fail, Godwoken. Not for anything.
Hey, Chief, before we get a move on, I'd like a word with Malady. You mind? Psst. Hey, Mals. I'm not, feeling so hot.
I should think not. The demon is getting closer to himself. You'll meet him in Arx soon enough, and if you meet him like this, it's bye-bye Losa. We won't let that happen, will we? I've got a little something cooking. There's power in names, after all. And we know exactly who Adramalik is. Don't worry. I'll find you before it's too late. Demon's honor.
Hey, everything okay?
I'm growing soft, aren't I?
Oh? I think you're tough, smart. You listen when you should. You act when you need to. And I think you'd make a pretty good god, if it comes down to it. Your turn. What's your honest opinion of me?
I'm growing soft, aren't I?
Well now, then all my painstaking efforts haven't been in vain.
More of those on my sleeve.
Thanks, Chief. Now, was that all? I remember. What about it?
I'm growing soft, aren't I?
I think you know what it meant to me. Look, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know if both or neither of us are gonna make it out of all this as mortals or gods, or whether we'll even live to tell the tale.
I'm growing soft, aren't I?
All I know is you. When I look at you, I feel like everything is gonna be okay. I feel like I'm where I'm meant to be. I'm not asking for anything you can't give. In fact, I'm not asking for anything at all. I just want to see where this road leads us. And I also want to take another trip on your maypole. Is that so wrong?
Oh, Quercus. She might have been a butchered tree, but she still made a noble home. And now our nest is gone. We cannot hide in their barren hall of echoes. We cannot idly wait for fate to take us. There's only one thing left to do.
Solora looks up to you, then back to Quercus. His whiskers twitch.
We must fight! Onward, Quercus! Onward, shield! Until the great acorn drops, there's still hope! Ho!
These Godwoken are going to be the death of me. These Godwoken are going to be the death of me. I'm growing soft, aren't I? I'm growing soft.
The statue reaches toward the sky, as though preparing to take flight. The bottom drops out from within. The statue the bottom.
No one's ever regretted having extra help in a fight. I'll guarantee you that.
You're lucky that I enjoy a bumpy ride, my dear. Our arrival here was vigorous, even for my tastes. I'm still eternally grateful for all you've done for me, of course. In fact, here, take this. I suspect you'll find use for it soon enough. My dear, why? I can't remember the last time someone's helped me like this. Perhaps even never. When the final hour comes, I will stand by your side. I promise. After all, I am soon to be a free woman. I can choose to fight for whomever I wish now.
These Godwoken are going to be the death of me.
Not the finest of landings, though I suppose our dear vessel did well enough, given it's not exactly in its natural habitat. At least I can still access all of my tools in the Hall of Echoes. I wouldn't relish the prospect of scouring through all this wreckage to find what I need. Why work, of course? Anathema won't restore itself, I dare say. I shall finish what I started, aboard whatever remains of the Lady Vengeance in the Hall of Echoes.